Good morning. How are you doing with your New Year's goals? Are we still on track? Are we losing our spunk? Are we losing the motivation? Today we're going to weigh in, we're going to check in, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you are still struggling with pulling off that little bit of holiday weight, me too. And it's okay, because we're going to keep on going and we just get right back on the track. We are not punishing ourselves, we are not making exercise a form of punishment, and we are not starving ourselves. So anyways, I'm gonna go check in, you're gonna come with me, I'm gonna go jump on the scale, and we're just gonna keep on going. So we started Christmas, I wanna say the last check-in before Christmas, I was 167, 168, and I've been hovering at like 169, 170, which is not a big deal, right? But I've noticed that still, like, my gut is settling and we're still fighting off some inflammation. You know, I feel like when people say, like, if the inflammation doesn't go away in like 3 days, people are like, oh my God, I truly gained weight. Sometimes it just takes your body a little bit to readjust. And I'm also like PMS, like my cycle comes next. Today's Friday, my cycle will start on like Tuesday, Wednesday or something like that next week. So we are also dealing with that. So remember to take all these things into consideration. So without further ado, let me go jump on the scale and I'll meet you guys downstairs and we'll check in. We just jumped on the scale and I'm going to give you an honest update. We are 170.4. So I feel it. I'm bloated. I could feel it. So it is what it is. My hair's tucked into my robe. Okay, let's get into our clothes here. Let me turn on some lights. I get a lot of questions about why I wear the same outfit, because that's the outfit I always check in at. So it's good to see like the same thing on the same outfit. And a lot of people ask, how come I wear shoes? Because my coach wants me to. That's why. All right, I gotta get changed and then we'll check in. Right, that is all she wrote. I could feel the bloat. I could feel it. Like, if you're a girl, I'm sorry for my guy friends that are watching here, but you know how like you just feel the bloat and like the pressure, not pressure, but you know, like just the fullness. That's where I'm at right now. So it is what it is, you know. Am I going to not allow myself to have my bonus meal today? Hell no. Hell no, we don't do that. We're still going to have our bonus meal because these things we can't control, you know? All right, let me go get changed. Just to reiterate the importance of consistency, setting up routines, okay? I make sure, it may be a little bit of my ADHD chiming in, but I feel like the more I control out of my day, the less frantic and hectic my day would be. Now that just may be me, but I have 3 kids, 3 different ages. I work, my husband works, I have a dog, you know, my sister, I got everything going on. And I feel like if I can control a majority of my day and the time slots of my day and, you know, set aside the importance and really prioritize what needs to be done, I'm a lot less frantic, I'm a lot less hectic, I'm a lot less anxious, and I feel like I'm way more productive. And by staying on schedule, now there's days where schedules don't work out, but the basis of my day will always remain the same. I will always get up, I always clean up my kitchen, I'll make lunches, get everybody off to work, to school, whatever it is. I wiped down my house. I opened up my house for the day. I closed down my house at night. I open it up in the day. I sit down and do my morning affirmations. I'll do some stretching. I do my journaling. And if it's a work day, that's when, after I do all of that, I will fire up my computer and then get to work. And then I wake up my kids, get them off to school, and then I go to the gym. Okay. Again, I work from home, so I'm able to do, this schedule works for me. I need you guys to pause for a second and think about your day. Are you somebody who doesn't have to start work? Do you work second shift and you don't start work till 2, so you're able to sleep to 9, 10 in the morning? Perfect. All right, so from the hours of from 10 until you start work at 2, what are you doing? Are you someone like, hey, you know what, I really want to hit the gym, my eating's terrible, I'm spending so much money eating out, my house is a mess, I can never keep up with it. We all have the same hours in the time in the day, right? How you use them is up to you. Again, give yourself some grace, but write down what needs to be done. Like, is your house a disaster? Okay, what's going on? How can we get it back in? Also, starting next week's kind of topic is going to be decluttering your space, getting yourself right. Not only your space, your house, all that stuff. So if you're looking for like decluttering and getting a fresh start, next week is going to be really good because we're going to do it together. But anyways, again, you guys seen in the last video, I have my journal. Before I even check in with Brenda, journaling comes first, and then I will go through and look at my calendar for the day to see what I have to do, and then I'll check in with Brenda. And Sophia's already up. I got to wake up Becky. Their lunches are already made. We're set to go. So, and I have my morning cup of coffee. Yeah. So Becky's alarm's going off. So that's why. Okay. So be realistic. Habit stacking, like, hey, you know what? While your coffee's brewing, spray down your countertops and wipe them down. Put away the dishes in the sink. Those little things will really make your day go a lot smoother and you'll feel less frantic. I promise. One of my New Year's resolutions, or one of the things I really am trying to do this year, is just take a little bit more time in my appearance, right? Now, because I'm always in workout clothes, and then I'll take a shower and I get in my pajamas, and that's just kind of the way it is. So even if I'm not like getting in like regular clothes every day, on the days I'm off for the gym, I'm always putting on jeans or like a cute sweat outfit, something, right? But I've been trying to put like a little bit of just like makeup on, and I'm not like I'm not gonna go with a full beat to the gym, but this is just a tinted moisturizer. I got it from MAC. It's the Strobe Tinted Moisturizer. I love it. It's so dewy. If you have dry skin, I think this is great. What else did I do? I just did the thing in my eyebrows, just fluffed them up, and then I put on a little mascara and a little bit of like a blush because I felt like I looked too flat and I needed a little dimension in my face. So I did that. I actually got up earlier before I called you guys and I made my drinks for the gym. So those are all ready. I keep telling you guys, and I feel like I'm always pushing products. But this is my 1UP BCAAs with creatine in here. I drink this with, it has glutamine in here, collagen, BCAAs. That's all that's in here, okay? Guava nectarine is my favorite flavor. I can get some ice in there. I got a new cup yesterday. This is 20 ounces because this was not big enough for everything I needed in here. So then this is my pre-workout with a shot of liquid L-CARNITINE from 1UP. I use the one with the stim. You can get stim free if you wanted. Highly recommend. It's so good. The liquid L-CARNITINE is just a fat burner. And I throw that in there. It's just because you're a little pep. You could even do like a shot of liquid L-CARNITINE and skip the pre-workout if you wanted. Not strong enough for me. So I have that. Me and Rhea just went outside to move the cars around. If you live in Chicago, or if you live, I don't know if it's like this everywhere else in the Midwest, but as soon as it starts to snow, we get parking bans in front of our house, and I have a single car driveway. Now I know this is first world problems. You know what? Pause before we move any further. I need to take a moment to just send prayers to everybody in California right now. I'm so sorry for like not mentioning this earlier. I'm somebody, like, when I see stuff like this happening in the world, I find it very hard to just like get on the internet and pretend like life's normal. Because I feel like, oh my God, there's so much devastation, My I'm really, really just praying for you guys. I hope that they not only stop these fires, and, you know, there's not any more people, their lives lost, and, you know, the people who have lost. I know that I've never been to California, so I was kind of looking, and they were saying like it was kind of like an upper scale area. Like I know it's where like the celebrities live. They could have trauma too. I mean, like I told Leo, I'm like, at least, you know, they'll have the funds to replace their monetary items. It's the people that I worry about that like literally have to wait on homeowners. I actually seen a TikTok where it was like a 98-year-old couple who like lost everything, and their homeowners dropped their fire policy. So like those things. So I just want to say that I'm really, really sorry, and I'm praying for you guys, and please let me know if there's any way I can help anybody. Like I was saying, we have, as soon as it snows, we get parking bans. So we cannot park in front of our house, or we'll get ticketed, or we'll get towed. And we have a single car driveway. So I told Rhea, and right now we live like a bunch of schools around our street, so it's super busy. It's like traffic jams out there. So me and Rhea just switched around all of our cars. So we are ready, set to go. Gym wear today. I'm just, like I said, I'm a little bloat. So I have these leggings on. All right, I love you. Have a good day. 5 o'clock.
What?
I'll pick you up at 5.
Okay, I might need to say later today.
Okay, just text me.
Okay, bye, love you.
Love you. Anyways, so I just have these on today. Some socks, and then just a long shirt because, bleh, you know? Bleh. So anywho, all right, Benny's gonna go crazy. I'll see you guys when we hit out of the gym. I would have recorded, guys, but there was like a ton of people in there today. Also, have you guys listened to the new Bad Bunny? It's banger. It's a banger. I love Bad Bunny. If you guys didn't see, snow like everywhere else, you know. But it kept like cutting off where I was like, what the hell? The hell? My sister had one of her OB appointments today. She's now at the every 2-week mark for her appointments. My niece is going to be here like not any second now, but she's getting so close. I can't wait. Her baby shower is next month. We actually are sending out the invitations today. I have to go home and finish writing out the addresses because I was waiting for some people to email or text me back. Here's the thing that I want to say real quick too about like keeping your schedule. Girl, my back windshield wiper back there is flopping. I really got to get that fixed since like last year. I was going to get it fixed at the dealership. They wanted $125. And I was like, girl, I know I can get that at the Home Depot for like $30. But this is what I want to say about schedules and stuff like that. Now, so it's 10 o'clock for me. Now my workout is done for the day. I'm free to do whatever it is that I have to do. So for me, I'm an early morning person. Like I lose steam probably starting around 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. It's when I start to unwind. But if you were somebody who worked 9 to 5, and you know, like after work, sometimes you get that, like, I remember like I would never come home from work and lay down. Like I was always just like amped, you know? So use that 9 to 5, maybe 5:30, you know, on your way home from work, have yourself your pre-workout, and then go home and hit the gym or whatever the case may be. Pack yourself your gym bag, throw it in your car for when you're at work. I remember when I used to work, I used to be a preschool teacher, if you guys didn't know that. I've lived many lives. But anyways, when I used to be a preschool teacher, I used to go to the gym on my lunch break. Me and another one of the girls, we would just go, and even if that, I'm not even gonna lie to you though, I would just knock out like, you know, our lunch break was like 45 minutes. I would like knock out like a half an hour of like cardio, and then you know, do some resistance training when I got home. So if cardio is your main thing on your lunch break, walk the stairs in your building. When I used to work at the hospital, that's what we used to do on our lunch breaks. We used to do the stairs. It's just like doing the stairs at the gym. We would walk up and down them, and you know, we would eat our lunch while we were charting. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not saying that you guys are lazy or you guys. The thing is, what I'm saying is if you have these opportunities, you can utilize them. This is why I think it's so important for us to sit down and plan out our routines. Just because like in your head, like you're like, all right, starting tomorrow, I'm going to get up at 5, you know, I'm going to do this, and that. And then you get up and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? All right, get up and just start a checklist and just go through that checklist and just highlight it off. Everything you're doing every morning. Boom, 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 and just keep rewriting it until you don't have to highlight it every morning because it's just second nature. Get your morning settled. Before you start a night routine, get your morning settled. Then once you're confident in your morning routine, then just say, all right, this is what my time looks like after the kids come home from school, after I get out of work, after X, Y, and Z. That's, I feel like, the best advice I can give you on establishing a routine and executing the routine that fits your life. Not the influencer's life who doesn't have to work and who can wake up at 5 a.m. but also take a 9 a.m. nap after her class, you know, or the person who, you know, works nights, so they go to the gym at like 5 a.m., or the person who, you know, works first thing in the morning and they don't really start their day until 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Figure out what works for you, because you are the one who has to maintain this routine. We're back in the house. I just took Benny out. This dog loves the snow. He loves it. He loves playing in it, running in it. It's like the fluffy snow, so he's having a ball. So we were out there, right? You like going down the snow? Yeah? He says you're a good boy. So, but this is also what I want to talk about. If you are struggling with your weight loss, if you're like, Danielle, like, girl, I am in the gym, and you're still not losing, it's your eating. And if you're going to say, Danielle, no, like, I'm super low carb, I barely eat any carbs, I'm sugar free, I'm fat free. You don't have to, you need a balanced diet. You need balanced food groups, because fats do stuff. Hormones, you know, fats are responsible, healthy fats help with hormone regulation, all that stuff. And then you need carbs. Why? Because you need the energy. Protein to feed the muscles. So it's when you are in an excessive amount of fats that you tend to be in a surplus, and that's where it gets a little crazy. So keep a food journal. Don't start cutting out anything right now. I want you just to keep a food journal, whether it's digital or handwritten, and just write down what you're eating. Like, hey, for breakfast, I'm going to have 3 eggs, 4 pieces of turkey bacon, an avocado, a coffee with half and half, and a cup of fruit. And then you're like, for lunch, I'm going to have a sandwich with some Quest protein chips, a pickle, and a pop or a poppy. Okay. And then you're like, for afternoon snack, I'm going to have an apple with some peanut butter. And then for dinner, I'm going to have a steak with some roasted sweet potatoes, some vegetables, and for dessert, I'm going to have a protein ice cream with mix-ins. Great. Sounds like that is a really great meal. Those are really balanced. How much of that peanut butter are you eating? Peanut butter, as good as it is, it gets away from you quick, so you have to measure that. Avocado, as good as it is, you still can get away from you because it packs a punch with calories. How much are you having? You know, you don't need to have a dozen eggs just because they're high in protein, because they also are high in fat. You know, how much protein are you taking in? If you're making protein ice cream, what is your base? Are you using 2% milk? Are you using, you know, I seen some girl who did a protein shake with a scoop of protein in her coffee, girl. And it was like, her coffee was like 450 calories. And she's like, it's 60 grams of protein. You're drinking almost 500 calories. Like, you haven't even eaten yet. Like, I don't know. So that's another thing. I just want to say that. Let's take a food journal and take a realistic look at how much you're consuming, because overconsumption is what gets us all. It happens. It's a slippery slope. Even when it's healthy, it's a slippery slope. Anyways, I'm going to go eat. I want to say that. I'm going to go eat my breakfast. On Fridays, I get a treat meal. And how does that look? I guess eat a meal and a dessert of my choice. Does that mean the whole day I screw off? No. That means the whole day I eat regular and I just replace one of my meals with that. And that's it. Okay, so don't use your weigh-in days as like a freebie day, because you can be consuming anywhere of 3,000 calories. So even if you are in a severe deficit and you're only needing 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, whatever, you know, for the other 5-6 days of the week, you're still in a surplus overall because you're eating 3,000-4,000 calories. See what I'm saying? All right, love you. Update on the flowers. So going forward, I will not purchase already made bouquets because I feel like those were the first ones that dried out within a few days. We are on almost a full week, okay? So we're doing pretty good. Like I said, I moved out the ones that were dry. I think I'm gonna go through and start trimming down. I've been replacing the water, And I think I'm just gonna go down and start like trimming off the ends of some of these just to freshen up the bottom and see how it goes. I don't know who's texting me. We'll have to see. But bet you that's my cousin's. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through and do that. So this is eucalyptus at the bottom, and someone told me, and this was my fault, that I did not know this, and I should be better. I'm usually really good about paying attention. You have to be careful with eucalyptus with dogs. So I've been watching it with Benny. Benny doesn't really, I'll be honest with you, he's such a good dog. I've been really blessed with Benny. He doesn't really mess with a lot of stuff like that. I'm just gonna kind of take off these leaves because they're kind of looking shitty. And I've been really lucky, so I don't have to really worry. But if I notice that these start to dry out and start to kind of fall, then I'm gonna remove them from the table and put them up at a higher thing, just so he doesn't accidentally pick up a leaf or anything like that. So. Wanted to update you guys on my Christmas gift this year. You know, Leo was like, I feel bad because I feel like you've been gypped on your Christmas gifts because they've turned into family gifts. Like, we are loving the heck out of the Ninja Creamy. We are making like protein ice creams. I did a mango sorbet for the kids. It's like a mango nada. The girls loved it. But anyways, if you guys are on the fence, I definitely would get one. Remember, we seen them at Sam's for $150. But this is the this is like the dual towel warmer. This one's from Costco. Leo got it for me for Christmas, and it has the 2 spaces. And you could even put, they came with little like felts. So if you wanted to drop like some essential oils on it and like leave it in there so your clothes would smell like it. I put my towels, I'll put like my pajamas, my robe, my socks in there. And when I take a shower, the kids are loving it. This morning, since it was so cold before school, I threw the girls' clothes in here, like Becky and Sophie's. So then when they got out of bed, their clothes were nice and warm. And all you do is just put it on and it lights up and it gets nice and toasty. So it's really wonderful, especially for this time of year. And it's like such a treat. So I definitely would recommend. Now talking about nighttime and daytime routines. So I was actually just thinking about mine and what I have established and the hours I start mine. But again, mine is different. Like, I have friends who eat dinner at 7 p.m. Girl, I could never. My man, 7 p.m., he leaves for work 4 a.m. Like, 7 p.m., like, oh, my mail lady's here. So my second part of the day starts at 3:30. 3:30, why? Because usually by 3:30, I like to be done with work, or I like to just be submitting the rest of my work for the day. Whether that is submitting content for my own stuff, or if it's for the stuff I have to submit for my part-time job, okay? I do have a part-time job. It's just something I do for just social media. Still is my full-time job, but I always like to have consistent pay. Because, you know, some months are really great, some months aren't. And, you know what's consistent? My bills. So I always want to make sure that I have enough money coming in each month to cover my bills, and the extras, you know, go into the kids, the house projects, our savings account, stuff like that. But my consistent is for my monthly bills. So that timing for me, like I said, no later than 4 p.m. I like to have everything done. The kids get home Becky's home around 3:30. So I usually I'll have dinner ready by 3:30 so she can eat. And then Leo's home around 4, and then he eats. And then Rhea's home around 4 from work. She eats, and then Sophia's home by 5, and then she eats, and I keep everything warm from her. So not saying that, you know, if Becky can never eat again, like she usually has like a little snack around 7. After 7, like I wiped down my kitchen. No, it's not after 7. Usually after Sophia eats, she's the last one at 5. So around 5:30, I wipe down my kitchen. Sophia, Rhea will do the dishes. Sophia takes out the garbage. I vacuum. Becky wipes down the bathroom. all of my kids have a chores. If there's laundry to be done, Becky will bring that downstairs. The kids are responsible for their own areas, and then they are responsible for keeping up with the basement because they're the ones who host down there the most, okay? Their rooms have to be done. Like, this is whatever. This is my own personal stuff I do with my kids. So 5:30 for me, like I said, I make sure the kitchen is clean. I wipe down my tables. I make sure everybody's lunch. I make my girls lunch in the morning. But for Leo, I make sure his lunch is packed for work in the morning. Make sure that, you know, all like little bits and bobs are done. I lay out my workout clothes for the next day. I make sure that's done. Clean the kitchen. Make sure the kitchen's clean. I hate waking up. Like, you have to have an opening and a closing of your house. My house is really small, and the biggest social spot for us would be like the kitchen, living room area. I make sure that is cleaned and wiped down. That's also the first thing people see when they walk in my house. So I always try to make sure that that's clean, because even if it's not like super clean, but it's tidy and somebody pops by, I don't have to worry about it. I always, so like I said, I make sure that Leo has lunch for the morning. I make sure the kitchen's clean. There are no dishes in the sink that have to be washed. If the kids do eat, you know, after the kitchen's clean, my youngest is 11. She knows to wash her dish and to wipe up any mess that she has. The only things that my kids cannot, I don't know, understand or remember to do is pushing their chairs at the table. Leo doesn't remember that either. It's just one of those things, you know, but, I make sure that's done. And then we shower, and then we are relaxing in bed, whatever, and the night is now ours to do as we please. Pretty much for me, that wraps up my night. I am a early bird. Like, I go to bed pretty early. Usually I try to be in bed by like 8:30. But I am up between 3 and 4 a.m. depending on what my work schedule is and stuff like that. So each day varies, but I am a early riser, and so is my husband. That's why that works for us. Now, if you were to say, Daniela, you can go to the gym at 7 p.m., absolutely not. If I'm not working, if I'm not in the gym by like 9 a.m., I'm not going, because I'm already 5 hours awake at this point. Like, I'm already into like my second half of the day. Like, I don't have the energy after 9 a.m. It's just not my thing. Now, my dad, he's like, oh, I feel stronger in the afternoon. I don't. So again, it's each preference. I feel like nobody understands. Like, I was watching this girl's thing, and I'm not knocking anybody. It's just 75 hard's super popular right now because of the new year. So I'm using these as examples. Not saying it's the end of the world, but she, you know, was talking about, like, you know, I got up at 4 a.m. and I went to Pilates class and, you know, X, Y, and Z. And that sounds great if you're able to do it. But maybe you can take a 5 p.m. Pilates class. So again, we're carrying on with habit stacking. I actually have Atomic Habits, the book, so I'm going to read it. I've tried, you guys know, if you guys are new here, self-help books and me, I will read the hell out of a book. Okay, if it's a smut book, I will read that quick. Also, if you guys are reading any new smut books, let me know, because I am in the market. Okay, we'll get back to that. Hold on. I get diverted, but we want to habit stack. Okay, so for example, if you are like, hey, you know what, I really need to read this book. I've been taking my Kindle with me to the gym, and I've been reading my books while I'm doing my cardio. So I'm getting in the reading that I need to get done, and I'm doing the cardio that I don't want to do. But anyways, 2 birds, 1 stone. So do it with something. The best way to do some stuff too, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like Atomic Habits, which is a book I struggle with. It could be like your steamy, smutty book where you're like, oh girl, this is so good. Do something that you want to do for pleasure, that's exciting to you, that you're looking forward to, but also pair it with something that has to get done. Like, oh, I got to get this cardio done, but you know what? I'm going to read this next chapter of this book. I'm going to, catch a new episode on Netflix. I've been dying to sit on the couch and just watch it. Let me watch this Netflix while I'm doing the stair climber or getting my steps in, or you know what? I got to fold these clothes. But I could also turn on the TV. As much as everybody's upset about TikTok possibly getting banned, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to it, because for myself, because I'm like, I feel bad because I know this is an income for a lot of people, and that's like another reason why I keep my part-time job, because as much as people like social media, yes, it is this social media, and social media marketing is the way of the future. Like, people are paying more to influencers and less to celebrities because they're so much more relatable for people to trust to purchase things. But it could be here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things in my head. I'm also 41 years old, or I'm going to be 41. These are things I think about. You know what I mean? Like, I also have
a investments too that I invest for like retirement and stuff. So, you know, because I'm getting there, okay? And I want to live nice and comfortably. Hopefully, you know, and it just, I want to get nice and old and live off my Social Security. So, not Social Security, because you know you ain't going to have no money left, but for retirement fund. So these are things I also think about. If you are working for yourself, always remember that, okay? Reward your behaviors, right? So if you're like, man, like I get home from work, I sit on the couch, I scroll TikTok. TikTok, I can lose hours on. Like, it gets me every time. And it's not anybody else's fault but myself, but it's so it sucks me in, you know? And then you could shop on it too. So it's like, it's everything. That's one of the reasons why, like, I have to keep my phone away from me because of that, because it's the overconsumption. So make sure that you are setting yourself up for, you know, success. Think to yourself, like, what honestly is keeping me from being productive after work? Is it the kids? Like, your kids are just, you know, are they on a schedule? And I hate to be like that parent, because honey, I was 20 years old when I had my first kid. I didn't think about schedules, sleep training, any of that stuff. I was just like, girl, we're going to get through today to make it till tomorrow. But as I got older and, you know, I got more, you know, set in my ways, I became more of a seasoned parent. Kids do thrive on routine and structure. So if your kids are like wild animals when they're coming home and you're just like, man, they're tossing up this house, they're screaming, you know, it's like a rager. We've all been there. Structure it, you know, try to, you know, as much as you can. We all know kids are kids, you know, but also give yourself some grace, because these days, as hard as they are, I promise you, you're going to look back and be like, man, if I could have that crazy toddler for just 5 minutes where I could just scoop them and hear them say their little goofy sayings, and for them to just be little again and know that we have so much more just in a heartbeat. I would go back to Rhea being 6 months old and cooing and babbling on my Nextel phone to my mom in a second. I would go back to Sophia being, you know, a year old and sitting in a bucket, you know, or sitting in a bowl watching TV, and no, I meant in a second. I would go back to Becky being the cutest little toddler with this crazy hair, and she had a little lisp in a second. They were hell's bells at the time. I didn't think I was going to survive those days, but right now when I look back on it, I'm like, it was beautiful. I was about to jump in the shower and I got a call from my job, which is funny enough, we were just talking about it. And they asked me if I wanted to pick up a couple of extra hours today and finish up some of the like invoices and stuff that have to be checked off. So I was like, yeah, like it's only a couple hours. So I mean, I'm already about 57 minutes into it. So I got maybe another hour, and then I'm going to take 2 extra hours. I mean, I'm at home, so they always laugh at me too, because they call. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Like, I'm at home, you know, so it's like, even if I only make like an extra, you know, couple bucks, it adds up, right? It's like, I'm at home anyways, and I'm not doing anything. I was just going to take a shower. So any chance I get to like add a couple extra coins to, oh no, my internet's acting up. Whatever. And then I feel like the more I say yes, the more they offer it. And sometimes you get more, you know, like it'll add up, like 2 hours today, maybe an extra hour or 2 on Monday, or an extra hour or 2, when I do it again, Monday, Tuesday, you know, like those little extra hours, you can, like, sometimes I'll pick up like an extra 10 hours and that adds up, you know. It's not going to add up to shit right now if my internet's not working. What is going on? Ooh, nice and cold. Of course, yesterday I went through and mopped my floors, and today it's snowing, so there's like people's track marks all through the house. But I don't know if I told you guys, I mentioned it, that my dad had bursitis real bad and he was going to need surgery. He finally had surgery, had a surgery on Monday. He's doing good. He's healing. But what ended up happening was the bursa sac ended up being so bad that because remember he had cellulitis, it ended up moving up his arm and it became almost like the number 8, like kind of an infinity sign where it pinched, and where it pinched right there, it actually wrapped around the tricep and it tore the tricep off. Like it separated. It was a torn tricep. So they had to fix that. So he is stitched up. He's in a brace. Still goes to the gym, but he's just doing cardio just to get some movement in. He actually just went with Rhea. Rhea's, training for her marathon. So she's doing that. And so she went and did it with my dad, and they're actually on their way right now. They'll go get Becky together from school. But I've been making my dad protein ice cream. Just give him like a sweet treat. My dad's a sweet tooth person. So I was like, you know what? Let me make him, I make them all different types. He really, really loves the chocolate fudge one. I got this. I had to switch up my protein powders because it was, for some reason, like the whey powder really started getting to me, and I switched it up and I got an isolate. So if you're finding that you're getting real like bloated or like bubble gutsy from your protein powder, and if it's not an isolate, that's probably why. So I got this one from 1UP, the vanilla ice cream. Legit tastes just like vanilla ice cream. It's so good. I have that. And then I got the banana bread one, the vegan protein. I also have this one. This is the Ghost Oreo. It's not that bad. It's just more calories. I want to say, what are the macro difference? This one's 110. This one, okay, so this one has 2 grams of fat. Oh shit. 2 grams of fat, 7 carbs, and 3 grams of sugar, 25 protein, 150 calories. The isolate one is 110 calories, 0 fat, 1 carb, 0 sugar, 25 protein. So it's a little bit cleaner. I do like it. I think it does really taste really well. So I'll do a scoop of that. I do like 420 grams of almond milk. I do a scoop of protein powder. I do a splash of vanilla extract. I do a pinch of salt. I do like 10 grams of like 0 sugar chocolate pudding or fudge pudding or vanilla pudding, whatever pudding you want put in. I do that. Oh, and I do a packet of stevia. And I mix it all up in there. Comes out perfect. I let it sit for 24 hours. And then I put it on light ice cream for 4 minutes. And then I do, I'll show you. So when I turn it on, I hit full, because this is like the deluxe version. I seen the one, like the one they have for $150 doesn't have all these bells and whistles, but I feel like it's the same thing. Anywho, I put it on full, and then I go to light ice cream, and then I do that for like the 4 minutes, and then I'll open it up and I'll put like a splash of milk in there. And then I hit respin, and then I'll open it up again. And if you wanted to add in, like, I have these like little things of M&Ms. I can add in a few M&Ms if I wanted. I'm trying to like kind of stay away from adding a lot of mix-ins right now, just because I'm still fighting like the holiday like inflammation bulge. So I have these here. I got them on clearance for like 25 cents. That's the only reason, honestly, I got it. It's because I'm like, one day, I know it probably looks weird, just candy cane of M&Ms, but I figure one day I'll have like the macros for it and I can use it if I had a sweet tooth. But anyways, you can add your mix-ins or whatever. I will say this, as great as these Ninja Creamies are, do not fall into the hype of the mix-ins, because you can get away with it. Once you start adding Oreos and shit in there, like, it can get really carried away. So just tread lightly with that. That's one of those things you gotta be careful about. But also, I've seen people who are on prep and they just use water instead of ice cream, or instead of almond milk, which I don't understand why. Like, vanilla almond milk is like 30 calories, but whatever. I'm gonna go take a shower. Finally, my work is done. It's just 3 o'clock. I don't even know what we're gonna eat. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna order that pizza and call it a day. And maybe have a couple chicken wings. I don't know. I'm not really feeling like for anything right now. Let me ask you guys something. When you are PMSing, like, as soon as it gets close to when my period comes, like, either I'm starving or I don't want to eat at all. There's just like no in between where I'm like, oh my God, I can eat. And then I'm like, nah, I don't want anything. Like, it's a struggle for me to eat because I just don't feel like it. Are you guys like that too? A lot of you guys always ask what my treat meals look like. So this is what it's looking like today. We got Grisano's pizza. Leo, what'd you get on the pizza, babe?
Sausage, mushroom, cheese, that's it.
There you go, sausage, mushroom, cheese. No jalapeno, because you know what? We usually get jalapeno. We usually get jalapeno on here, but man, the last few times it's been hot, right?
Yeah, I don't know why, but whenever we get jalapenos on pizza, I'd rather have them on the side and just eat the whole ones.
Yeah. And then here are the chicken wings. I told y'all, these chicken wings are so good. Look at these. Crispy, crunchy. Also, I didn't tell you guys, but I got a new nails tech. Like, French manicure. Isn't that like French? And then we did, oh, sorry. We did a Russian manicure. That's what we did. Sorry. But yeah, these are, I should probably just hold on to that. Look at these chicken wings. Yeah, baby. All right. So we have, this is how I eat my pizza. This is the toppings, the cheese. And then I have the crust separate. When we were younger, me and my sister, I would just eat the tops and she would eat the bottoms. Because she didn't like the cheese and everything, but she liked the crust, and I didn't like the crust, and I just liked the cheese. You guys never did that?
No.
But I like, these are flats, right?
Mm-hmm.
The flat ones. And I remember when me and Leo were dating, he's like, let me show you how to make it boneless. Because I used to only eat boneless because I don't like eating around the bone. He did it more eloquently. So then you just have, so for me, you got to take it, got the buffalo. Do you mind if I dip this in there? And then you take your ranch. And then you guys get first bite.
Hey, why are these chicken wings so small now?
They're a little bit today.
But they're crispy.
They're so crispy. They're so good. All right. I got my facial wax heating up because I'm going to wax my mustache. I'm in for a while Friday night. I've already taken my shower. I got chicken wing crumbs all over me. And then, I don't know, I might read a book. I might party hardy. I don't know, maybe I'll stay up to 9. It is Friday. Got me a Dr. Pepper Zero. Anyways, thanks for vlogging with us today. I'm going to go ahead and I'll wrap this day up, wax the stash, eat some chicken wings, and I'll check in with you guys later. See you later. Bye.